When we think of the 90s group Shai, the first thing that comes to most of our minds is the chorus to their hit song, If I Ever Fall in Love.
The very first time that I saw your brown eyes, and your lips said hello, and I said hi.
That is a classic, is it not? Anywho, we want to fill y'all in on what Garfield Bright, one of the most recognizable faces of Shai, is up to these days. And there are a few things we've learned. One, he's still making his female fans clutch their pearls at the mere sight of him. And two, he is not only a singer, but he has a whole other career that is very impressive, to say the least. But before we get into all that, y'all know the drill. If you haven't already done so, be sure to hit the subscribe, like, and notification buttons. Okay, back to Garfield. So first, let's talk about the obvious, that this dude has barely aged in over 20 years. That fact did not go unnoticed by his female fans either, by the way. Matter of fact, one glance at the comments on his social media page, and it's clear to see that no matter what the brother is posting about, educational topics, concert topics, etc., the comments from his female fans are always intertwined with a hint of flirty messages. He takes it all in stride, though. For example, on his 55th birthday in October, he shared several photos of himself, and as expected, his comments were filled with remarks about him aging like fine wine. Garfield took the time to gracefully thank everyone for the love in the comments. But here's the reality, ladies. He's happily married to his wife, Dean. As for that impressive side career I mentioned in the beginning of this video, here it is. Garfield has a lengthy history in education. In fact, he was a teacher at Georgia State University for many years. And that wasn't his first teaching gig. Garfield also spent 2 years from 2008 to 2010 as a high school geography and history teacher in Lawndale, Cali. That's not all, though. He was also a teacher of the politics of hip-hop at California State University at Northridge in 2007. He earned his master's degree in African American Studies at Georgia State in 2012, and in more recent years, he headed a program there called ICME, which stands for I Create My Experience, that focused on helping Black and Latino males ages 16 to 24 understand cultural awareness, digital and media literacy, and helping them counter negative images of men of color in the media. Additionally, he eventually earned his PhD from Georgia State in 2018. And as of 2024, he earned the title of book author after announcing the release of his first fictional book, Lotus 3013.
Peace, family. Listen, I finally did it. I finished my book. Lotus 3013 is the name of it. And I want to drop it on y'all. I'm selling the audio book and the ebook together for $25 on GarfieldBrightofShai.com. And it's my first, full out written book. It's 10 chapters. It took me about a year to write it. And if you can combine Beat Street, if you combine that with Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter, you can have Lotus 3013. In the future, in 3013, hip-hop is believed to be a white cultural invention, product. There's no roots, there's no traces of it ever being black, except for this crew called the Netics. They're telepathic and telekinetic beings of these black MCs, black dudes who knew about the original hip-hop coming, being born in the Bronx, from the blacks and the Puerto Ricans. In this future state, there's a dude named Master Set, who controls the illusion of the movement of time. It traps everybody in his perpetual present, where there is no understanding of links to the past. So all the proof that hip-hop is black is gone the way he has it constructed. And what he's done is, the prisoners, people have gotten arrested so much over the years for identifying with hip-hop. All of those people who identify with hip-hop have gotten put in prisons. And they have now in society something called a penal class. And what they do is, everybody that goes into prison, they hook the cathodes and anodes up to them and isolate and localize the one X factor that is the hip hop element to them. So they can then take it and redistribute it in the form of like architectural design and things like that in society to make money from investors. And so the blacks are literally being used as an engine, knowing that they started it. These people that are in power are actually, sucking the creative stuff out of them and applying it to their own version of society, while nobody knows it's coming from a black element. But the Netics, they have something that's time shifted in the fourth dimensional brain world. It's like membrane, like a brain world. And it's called the Hall of Masters. It's the last bastion of proof that hip hop was indeed black and Latino. And it has all the master recordings, it has all the interviews, it has all the MCs and everything. And Master Set wants nothing more than to get up into the Hall of Masters and destroy this last bastion of proof that hip hop is really coming from a black source, a melanated source. So he can keep that illusion going and keep making a lot of money off of hip hop in a world where nobody even likes hip hop anymore because it's looked at to be a criminal element. And like, it's a whole bunch to it. The Netics don't speak because there's voice thieves in 3013 that can clone you by taking your vocal frequency. It's been proven in the year 3013 that DNA is no longer the most secure form of knowing somebody, telling somebody. It's not fingerprint or DNA, it's your vocal resonance. And so these Sicilians have mastered creating a device that amplifies your vocal resonance. And if they trap it, they can wear a device that amplifies it on their person. And because your vocal presence is so much you, if they amplify it a lot of times, it actually happens to the onlooker looking at you, you will look like the person whose voice that belongs to. Because your voice has everything that you are made of. It's like a hologram. It has everything you're made of in it. So if they amplified it, if somebody looked at you, they would see the person as originally. So people were getting put in jail because the Sicilians who stole the vocal frequency of different black or melanated people were committing crimes and people thought on the camera that was the original person. But the original black person would get arrested and go to court and would have no way to refute that kind of proof and would have any idea what the heck just happened. And so that's how they would wind up in jail and then get the cathodes hooked up to them and explore for their hip-hopness. But it's deep. It's a dope book. You can read along the ebook with the audio book. And both of those are on sale for $25. So you can go to that site, GarfieldBrightOfShai.com. My sons, my twins, they produced the score. And to the thing, I'm not talking about the soundtrack, I'm talking about the score, like internally within it, like a movie with the music, they did that. Darnell of Shai has a song called Destiny. And I'm using that in between each chapter because the build-up of the book, the last chapter is called The Meek Shall Inherit the Earth, because he's prisoners. I'm not gonna spoil it, but Destiny is a big part of that whole movement, and it's a lot to it. But I just want y'all to check out my brainchild. It's I'm officially launching a book on Valentine's Day, so I want everybody to, I'm counting down. I want everybody to go out and spend $25 with me and get you a dope book for for your collection, your audio book. It's called Lotus 3013, a hip hop thought experiment. So check me out. I appreciate it. I try my best to edit the heck out of it. I'm a scholar, but there's probably gonna be a couple little things in there, over 10 chapters, 30 pages long in the chapter and stuff like that. Bear with me, it's my first one. But it's dope. It's a dope concept, and hopefully I'll be able to get it animated soon and really bring it to life. But in the meantime, support your boy. One love, y'all.
As you can see, not only has Garfield been entertaining us for decades through his artistry, but he's also been doing his part to make a difference in the lives of young people, and we tip our hat to the man for that. Don't get it twisted though, Garfield is very much still heavily involved in the music world. He and original Shai member Darnell Van Rensselaer are still performing as Shai and have added 2 more members, Dwayne Jones and George Spencer III, to the group.
Promise that you'd never leave me lonely. I just wanna be the one you need. Oh, baby. I just wanna be the one to serve you. Sometimes I feel it if I don't deserve you. You cherish every moment that we share. And if I ever fall again, sure that the lady is afraid. I ever thought so true, I will be sure.
note, in a prior interview, Darnell explained why the other two original members left after recording the last Shai album in 1996. He preferred not to name names, but here's what he said. One dude thought he would be the man. He allowed the industry to come between us. Those people don't really have the talent, that's why they do that. It's almost like a manual. It's the same story. Every group has one guy who's that, revealed Darnell. By the way, here's another side note. If y'all want to get a personal call from Garfield for any special occasion and whatnot, feel free to hit him up on Cameo to book him for that special virtual meet and greet, so to speak. So there you have it, people. It ain't over for Garfield nor Shai, which is great because today's music industry desperately needs more artists like them. As a matter of fact, where are the R&B groups of today's younger generation? Can't say I've seen many in the last decade, have you? This further reaffirms why we desperately need groups like Shai in the music game. Because, well, every song on the radio doesn't have to be about popping bottles and twerking, just saying. To stay up on what's happening with your favorite old school celebs, remember to subscribe and tap that notification bell so you never miss a beat with this old school heat we dropping. I love old school music, old school news with a new point of view.